let's stir up some hate. So everybody's all happy that, at least on the Trump train, all happy that RFK Jr. just came out and endorsed him. And apparently Trump wants to give him a position where he can investigate all the government assassination attempts, including all of RFK's relatives, and with full declassification powers. So we'll see where that goes. That'll be interesting. But anyway, people are like, oh man, it's so historical that a Kennedy is endorsing a Republican. Here's what you got to understand. And here's where the hate's going to come in. Trump's not conservative. No, he's not. Trump has never been a conservative. Trump's an opportunist. Trump was a Democrat back when Blue Dog Democrats were actually patriotic and loved America. Trump is Republican by virtue of the Democrat Party's gone so far left that he doesn't really have a home, as with lots of people. And that's why we're seeing people like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK and Joe Manchin leaving the party. So yeah, there's that. And then we got to look at conservatism in general in relationship to the Republican Party. And the Republican Party is not a conservative party. It has not been for quite some time. They too are opportunists, and I would say that they are Democrat lights. They are like Coors Light to Coors or Bud Light to Bud. They're basically worthless, and donations to the GOP is a donation to a Democrat, basically, because we see what they do. They don't do jack shit when they've got control of everything or a majority control of anything. They acquiesce. They have no spine. They just do whatever Democrats want them to do in the first place because they want to be seen as nice, kind, and friendly. That doesn't work in politics, especially dealing with the modern Democrat Party. So, to understand Trump, you got to understand he's a businessman, not a politician. He's an opportunist. That's how he became a wealthy businessman, is he took opportunity. He saw opportunity, and he seized on that opportunity. And he capitalized on it. So he does have some positions that he's governed on conservatively. And he has some positions where he's governed more as a libertarian. And he's had positions where he's governed as a Blue Dog Democrat. But to say that he represents what the Republican Party is not quite accurate if you look at the party historically. And it's really not accurate if you look at the party currently. So when you think of the Republican Party now, and you look at people like the big names in the party that everybody knows that have been there since Moses stepped foot off the ark, like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, and that whole sort of group of incestuous little yes men that do everything they can to thwart conservatism, or really anybody that's against the established warmongering machine. You know, that's what the Republican Party has dealt to. And the Democrats are no better. They just use different words to do the same thing. So it's a shame that we can't have a true Libertarian Party that's actually effective, because they would govern conservatively much more consistently than what we see the GOP. But again, RFK Jr. endorsing Trump is not a large surprise, and it's not something that's breaking with Kennedy family traditions when you look at the history of the Kennedy family up until here of late. When I say of late, I say within like the last 8 to 10 years, how they've really gone far left like the rest of the party. If you look at them historically, with the exception of Ted Kennedy, who, let's not forget, when Ronald Reagan was president, Ted Kennedy and some other Democrat senators went to the Soviet Union, yes, the good old USSR, sat in front of the Politburo and begged the Soviets to do something to stop Ronald Reagan. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And that really gave you identity of who the Democrat Party was even back then. So, if you like socialism, if you like Marxism, progressivism, big state, no personal freedoms, then you're a Democrat. Yeah. That sums that up.